This is the quick start guide for the Excel Skills Basic Accounting Template. Basic Accounting Template can be used to record basic income and expenses, and it automatically produces a trial balance, income statement, cash flow statement, and balance sheet. The first step in using the template is to review the setup. On the setup sheet, you can change the business name to include your business name at the top of every sheet. You can change the first financial year to the first full financial year that you're going to include in the template. This first financial year will always remain the same. The reporting year can be used to switch between financial years. The template accommodates multiple financial years, so you just continue capturing income and expenses on the income and expenses sheets and use the reporting year on this sheet to switch between the financial years. The year-end month can be specified here, and that determines the first and the last day of each financial year. This section is for the sales tax, so there's some default sales tax codes, and you can specify the percentages for each sales tax code. If you need to add more, you can just insert a line, add a new code, enter a description, and enter the percentage. Bank accounts, the default bank accounts are also set up on this sheet. There's basically 3 bank accounts, 1 petty cash account, and 1 bank code, which is used for general ledger journal entries. If you want to add additional bank accounts, you just insert a new row, enter the bank code and description, and copy the formulas in these columns. The input error codes at the bottom is provided for information purposes and relates to the error code fields on the income and expenses sheets. So once you've gone through the setup, the next step is to include your opening balances on the TV sheet. So the opening balances will be as at the end of the financial year preceding the first financial year that's included in the template. We only provide for including full financial years, so you basically need to enter your balance sheet opening balances in the cells with the yellow cell backgrounds. No income statement opening balances are included if full financial years are used. And then at the bottom of the sheet is a control account section. Now these control accounts are all calculated automatically. And to do that, we need to include the opening balances on the income and expenses sheets. So the bank codes or bank accounts and the trade debtors opening balances need to be included on the income sheet, and the trade creditors balances need to be included on the expenses sheet. The last item here, the retained earnings, this is a user input field for the opening balance, and then it's automatically calculated from there. So once you've specified your opening balances on the trial balance, you're basically ready to start entering transactions. Just also note that the TB sheet functions as a chart of accounts. So if you want to add additional accounts, you can do so on this sheet by inserting a new row, entering the account number, description, opening balance if appropriate, and then copying the formulas from columns E to H. You can also select any of the 12 months which are included in the reporting period from the cell at the top of the sheet. Okay, next step, let's go to the income sheet. All income transactions need to be recorded on the income sheet. All the columns with yellow column headings are user input columns, and the columns with light blue column headings contain formulas which should not be changed in any way. The user input that's required on the sheet is pretty basic. The tax codes are as per the tax codes that are created on the setup sheet. Similarly, the bank codes are the ones created on the setup sheet. The account numbers are included on the TB sheet chart of accounts. You'll notice the green triangles in the top left corner. These are actually data validation areas because we're including 2 columns in the drop-down list, which Excel doesn't allow. But we found it useful to have both the account number and the account description in the drop-down lists, and we've therefore implemented this workaround. We do provide guidance under the support section of our YouTube channel if you want to remove the descriptions and the validation errors. Right, the income amounts are as per the tax inclusive amount column. This is the amount that's allocated to income and trade debtors. Initially, the payment amount and payment date will be left blank until the customer pays the invoice, and the amount of the payment and the payment date will then be entered on this sheet. And that basically removes the balance from trade debtors and automatically allocates it against your bank account. The balance date at the top of this sheet in column K, that is basically to enter date year and display your trade debtors as at that date. Let's now look at expenses. Expenses are similar to income in the ways recorded. All the yellow columns are user input columns, and the light blue columns are automatically calculated. The tax code, bank code are created on the setup sheet, and the account numbers are as per the TV sheet. You'll notice that we don't have a payment amount column here. We only have a payment date. You therefore only need to enter the payment date when you make a payment to a supplier. The balance date at the top of the sheet can be used to obtain a list of creditors as at any particular date that you enter there. And other entries on the expenses sheet include transfer between bank accounts, where you basically record both sides of the entry, allocate them to the cash transfer control account, and you use the different bank codes to record the movement between the bank accounts. One amount is entered as a negative value and one amount as a positive value. Other entries that can also be entered on the sheet are journal entries, where you're basically going to enter your journal, allocate it to an account, and use the JC bank code. Okay. After recording your income and expenses, all the calculations are basically automated. So your income statement, monthly income statement is produced automatically. Your cash flow statement is produced automatically, and your balance sheet also produced automatically. There's also a bank sheet where you can view the daily and monthly movements of any bank account, and you can select any month in period. There's also sales tax calculation sheet where you can select the appropriate individual tax code at the top of the sheet, and you can just delete that code to view a summary of all sales tax codes. That's basically it in terms of our quick start guide. If you need more guidance on how to use the template or any of the aspects of the template, you can view the detailed instructions sheet that comes with each of our templates and covers a lot more detail than this quick start guide. You can also go to our YouTube channel and view the sports section, where we'll include additional guidance based on the user feedback that we receive.